Welcome to your practice today. And let's begin by sitting comfortably, any way that you wish on your mat. And as you take your seat, take the time that you need to be able to sit comfortably so that your lower body feels steady and supported by the earth. Your spine feels long and light. You're able to soften through your shoulders, your jaw, and your eyes. And you're welcome, if you choose to close your eyes for the next few moments. And as you invite your eyes to soften, whether they're open or closed, feel as if your awareness is moving inward and sensing yourself from the inside. And begin to notice your own breathing. As you receive each breath, let it fill your body up and expand it outward to the perceived boundaries of your body. And as you exhale, allow those perceived boundaries to soften in towards a feeling of support from the inside. And becoming even more conscious of your breathing. Feel as if your breathing has separate parts. So as you begin the inhalation, let it fill your abdominal area. Your belly be soft enough so there's a feeling of expansion in the abdomen. And then that expansion moves upward into your chest. And then with each exhalation, feel as if your chest is settling as you let the breath out in the upper part of your torso and then down into your abdomen, the abdomen emptying out as well. I invite you to share just a few more of these conscious breaths with me before we begin moving. My intention for myself and for you is that we are all well, that each of us is peaceful, that we are all loved in this time of change and uncertainty. And so with that intention in mind, I invite you to bring your hands into Anjali Mudra or prayer in front of the center of your chest, where the heart chakra resides. That meeting place between matter and spirit. That meeting place between our identity as embodied beings and our identity as spirit. Receive one more full inhalation, filling up your belly and your chest, and then empty out your chest and your belly. With your next inhalation, if your eyes are closed, open them, and release your hands down beside you. Taking a nice deep breath in, sweep your right arm all the way up and over, so you feel like the whole right side of your body is receiving a nice spacious stretch. On an in-breath, rise all the way back up, excuse me, and then exhale and reach out, stretching the left side, reaching from your hip to your fingertips. And again, inhale, rise up. Exhale, sweep over to your left, reaching your right arm up and over. Inhale and rise up again. Exhale and lean out to your right, reaching your left arm across. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach across. Inhale to reach up again. And exhale to reach across. And inhale to reach up. This time, as you exhale, bring your left hand down and sweep your right hand over towards your left knee. Take a nice big breath in here, lengthening through your spine. And exhale and turn your heart and your gaze to your left. Making this next movement big and fluid, reach up and around to take the twist to the other side. Nice big breath in to create space along your spine. Nice full exhalation to find more rotation. Let's take that one more time, inhaling to rise up and out of your twist, and then exhaling to turn to your left. And with your next inhalation, grow really tall, and exhale, and explore where this twist can take you this morning. One more big breath in to rise out of your twist, and then exhale to find your twist on your second side. Next time you inhale, come all the way through to center. Let your fingertips land beside you and uncouple your legs so that they're out in front, maybe as wide as your yoga mat. Your hands can stay on the ground for some support here. I'm just going to warm up the hips a little bit with some movement left to right. So let your knees drop to your right and then over to your left. And then over to your right. And to your left. And one more time to each side, exhaling to come to the right. Inhaling to find center. And exhaling over to your left. And inhaling to find center. And then slide your legs out in front of you. Your hands can still give you support here. And point and flex at your feet a few times. So give your ankles a little bit of loving movement. And then add in some rotations. And they can be any way that you wish to move. Just so you feel like you're giving your ankles lots of possibility for direction, for movement. Finishing that up, come on back to your seat for a moment and bring your arms up into cactus position to make soft fists with your hands and do the same for your wrists as you did for your ankles. And so with this idea that motion is lotion, I'm exploring in my own practice how to add movement to my whole body. In our modern society, in the West and in Europe, we spend a lot of time on keyboards, so this is an opportunity to visit this part of your body and give it some love. And then finish that up and make your way out into hands and knees position. So place your hands on the earth beneath your shoulders, your knees on the earth beneath your hips. Your toes can be turned under or flat. If your wrists prefer it, you can come on down to your forearms. That's another way to explore cat and cow stretch. So as you exhale, round your back, letting your chin come towards your chest and your gaze move towards your toes. As you inhale, let your tailbone lift high, reach your heart forward and your gaze forward. And then stay with movement back and forth here and allow your breath to guide your movement. Feeling a quality of fluidity and connection between your breath and your body. And complete the cycle of cat-cow that you're on right now. And when that is done, find a neutral spine and slide your right toes back along your mat until your right knee is straight. And lift your right leg up to the height of your head as you sweep your left arm forward for bird dog. Let your breath support you fully here as you start to wake up your balancing skills. And as you exhale, bring your hand and your knee back down. Take a full round of breath to find center, to recalibrate. And then send your left leg back along your mat until your left knee is straight. And as you inhale, lift your left leg up, lift your right arm up, and explore your balance on the other side. Perhaps it feels the same as your first side, or maybe you notice a difference. I definitely do. And as you're ready, exhale and bring your hand and your knee back down to the earth. And just bring your knees a little closer together. Maybe your feet are touching. I'm going to lay the toenails of my feet down on the ground here and just dip a little side to side. So as I exhale and let my hips drop out to one side, inhale to find center, and then exhale and dip to the other side. And go for maybe 3 of these to each side. Feeling like the movement is fluid. Notice where your body and your intuition tell you to stop on one side. And then come back through center and do the same on the other. Just balance out your left and your right sides here. Widen your knees again. And from this place, sweep your right arm up and out to the side. And as you exhale, slide it under and reach out. And then we're moving with the breath here. As you inhale, open it back up again. And then exhale, slide through. Inhale and open. Exhale and slide through. And once more, inhale and open. And this time we're going to land in the twist and stay for a few breaths. So slide your hand through and let your shoulder and your head come to rest on the earth. And perhaps walk your left hand around and find some spinal rotation here. And if you know any other variations of this twisted child position, you're welcome to explore them. And complete the breath that you're on right now. And then with the next breath, bring your hand back to your start position and come on out back to hands and knees. Let's do the same thing to the other side. So as you inhale, sweep your left arm all the way up. And then exhale, slide under. And inhale to sweep up. Exhale, slide. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, slide. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, slide. If you've met me before, you know that math is hard. Counting to 3 is hard, so I think that's 3. And then exhale and slide under. We're going to hold for a few breaths. So your left shoulder can come to the rest on the earth, as can your head. Maybe your right hand walks around to help you find a little bit more of a rotation in your spine. This is a good time to come back to your breath. Can you feel it in your belly and in your chest? Inhaling belly, then chest. Exhaling chest, then belly. Finish the breath that you're on, and when it's complete, position your hands back onto your mat. Find your hands and knees or quadruped position and turn your toes under to lift into downward facing dog. As you get nice and tall through your upper body, lift your heels and bend your knees. And as you exhale your next breath, draw your right heel bone back and down towards the earth. It may or may not touch the earth. It's not important that you have your heel down, just that you're stretching it back. Take a nice inhalation, then on the next exhalation, come to your second side. And take that one more time each side. Nice, long, luscious stretch for the back of your leg, right from your heel to your hip. And once more, change sides. As you inhale your next breath, bring both heels up, bend your knees a little bit. See if you can grow a little taller from your hands to your hips, and then stretch both heels back and towards the earth. Oops, sliding on the mat here. Inhale, now come forward and take a plank pose. Know that you can do this with your knees up or down. And as you exhale, make your way down to your mat, what I affectionately call belly flop asana. Slide your hands forward so that your elbows are beneath your shoulders. And come on into Sphinx pose. Feel like your pubic bone and your toenails are pressing into the earth. And as you take your elbows down into the earth, feel like you're drawing them towards your waist as you lift your heart and your gaze up a little higher. Because we're holding here for a little bit longer as we open up our body into a back bend shape. This is a great time to come back to your breath. Inhaling belly and chest, exhaling chest and belly. A rhythm that feels easeful, gentle, and supportive. As you exhale your next breath, lower yourself down and slide your hands so they're beneath your shoulders, and turn your toes under to lift up into quadruped. Then step your right foot in between your hands, and then drawing your belly up and in, keeping that tone there, let your pelvis move forward and down as you come into a low lunge. Then pushing with your right heel, stretch back into a hamstring stretch, drawing the top of your foot towards you. Dragging forward with your right heel, come forward and into your lunge. And then press back, hamstring stretch. And one more time, come forward and find your lunge. And then back. Find your hamstring stretch, and we'll stay here for a little bit longer. So if you want to, you can slide your right heel a little bit more forward. If you have access to blocks or maybe even thick books, you can bring your hands up a little higher. Sometimes that feels better, a little more spacious. And then connecting with your breath as you inhale to grow nice and tall from your tail to your crown. And focusing on folding from your hips, bow over your front leg into Ardha Hanumanasana, or half Hanuman, half split. On an in-breath, lift up and slide your right heel towards you a little bit so that you can plant your foot, and then bring your right hand inside your foot and move your foot out to the side. Let your pelvis come forward. Maybe you stay on your hands here. Some of you might feel comfortable coming down to your forearms. Let your right knee move out to the right. And I like to rock a little bit here. I feel like it helps to create a little bit more space in my hips and my pelvis. Finish the breath that you're on here and bring yourself back up to your hands And slide your right knee back so that you're in your start position of hands and knees. So now the left foot will come forward and we'll repeat on the other side. So first find your lunge, toning your low belly, letting your pelvis move forward and down. Taking a couple of breaths there to ease into the stretch, whatever is present for you. And then we'll start to move again with the breath. So as you press your left heel down, take your hips back, bring your left knee straighter so that the back of your leg feels like it's getting a little bit of opening. And then as you pull forward with your heel, find your lunge. And then back, hamstring stretch. And forward lunge. And hamstring stretch. Let's hold this one. So as you come into this one, you might want to slide your left foot a little bit more forward. Sometimes that feels supportive. And focusing on your upper body for a moment, take a nice breath in as you grow tall, just like we did in the twist earlier. And then exhale, pull from your hips as much as you can, feeling as if you're bowing to yourself, to your practice, to your own body, mind, and heart. Finish the breath that you're on. Then as you inhale, lift up. Slide your left foot back a little bit and plant the sole of your foot down. Move your left hand inside your foot and then wiggle your foot towards the left edge of your mat. You're welcome to stay up on your hands. This is a great option. And some of you may prefer to give your wrists a little break and come down. This one's also great to use blocks for if you feel like coming all the way down isn't quite the right spot for you. The blocks can bring you kind of into the halfway space, the mid space, and sometimes that feels better. And you're welcome to stay still. And as I mentioned, I like to move around a little bit, feeling as if I'm creating more fluidity in my whole lower body, actually. And finish the breath that you're on. As you inhale, if you came down lower, bring yourself back up onto your hands. Wiggle your left foot back to its start position perhaps, and then out to hands and knees. Turn your toes under, lift up, downward facing dog. Inhale forward, take a plank. Your knees can be up or down. And in any way that makes sense in your body, lower to your mat. Press your pubic bone and your toenails down. And inhale to curl up, mini cobra. And exhale to lower back down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. One more time. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Turn your toes under. Lift up through quadruped. And slide your left toes all the way back along your mat. And take the whole sole of your foot down. I'm going to move forward here so I stay on my mat. Now your right toes can slide out behind you a little bit. This makes balance a little bit easier. And as you root down through your right hand, reach your left arm up. If it feels good, you can even look up at your left hand. Take one more round of breath here. And then as you exhale, lower your hand and lower your knee. Just spin around here. Slide your right toes back. Bring the whole sole of your foot down. And turning your heart to the right, sweep your right arm up into an expression of Parigasana or gate pose. And receive one more full deep breath in. And then empty that breath out as you lower down. Bring your hands onto your mat, your knee back onto your mat, turn your toes under. Lift up and back, downward facing dog. One more time through, inhale, plank pose. You're welcome to stay in down dog or rest whenever you wish. Lower down. And inhale, cobra. Holding this cobra a little bit longer. And then when you're ready to release your cobra, turn your toes under. You can lift through hands and knees. If you want to try something more dynamic, press up through a plank and step back, downward dog. And walk your hands all the way back to your feet. And come into a forward fold. Wrapping your hands around your elbows. And invite your body to sway. Your knees can bend as much as you would like to here. Your body can move as much as you would like it to. Finding some movements that are fluid and supportive. And find balance between the movements on the left and right sides, and then come back to center. Root down through your legs. Sweep your arms out to the sides. Rise up, taking your arms up towards the sky, and bring your palms to touch. And your hands home to the center of your heart. Receiving a nice deep breath in here. Feel that your belly and your chest expand. And then empty out chest and belly as you lower your hands all the way down. Inhale and sweep your arms all the way back up again. And as you exhale, fold forward, taking Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale, feel like you're reaching your crown forward. And exhale and fold. Take as much bend into your knees as you need to in order to get your hands onto your mat. And step all the way back to a plank pose. Bend your elbows, lower down. And inhale, curl up, cobra. As you exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Next time you inhale, step forward with your right foot. And keep your left leg really strong. Reach forward with your arms like you're trying to touch the camera. And rise all the way back up. And then sweep your arms out to the sides. And let your left arm reach back as you turn your chest to the left. And then sweep your left arm all the way up. And open. And up. And open. And up. Fold forward from your hips and bring your palms to your mat. Take your right foot all the way back into a plank pose. Bend your elbows. Inhale into a back bend. And exhale, take downward dog. Next time you inhale, step your left foot towards your hands. Get strong in your back leg. Reach your fingertips forward and rise up. And then taking your arms out to the side, sweep your right arm back and forward. And back. And forward. And back. And forward. You bring your palms all the way down. Step back, plank. Now you can go directly to a child's pose if you like, or follow me. Lowering down, finding a back bend. And then once you release your back bend, bring your knees down and bring your hips back towards your heels for a child's resting pose. In the child's pose, come back to your breathing. Inhaling into your belly, into your chest. Exhaling from your chest and your belly. And complete one more round of breath. Turn your toes under. Lift up into a downward facing dog. And walk your hands back towards your feet. Heel toe your feet to a comfortable position for you for a chair pose. Bend your knees enough that your torso can rest on your thighs. Take your weight back towards your heels, almost like so the fronts of your feet feel quite light. And let your arms reach out behind you. And then rooting into your heels, let your hips come down a little bit, sweep your arms forward and up into a chair. And then as you take your arms back, straighten your legs a little bit. Fingertips will sweep towards the sky. Bend your knees, sweep your arms forward and up, chair. And then back. Forward fold, fingertips reaching to the sky. One more time. Sweep forward and up, take chair. And then exhale, fold. And this time, as you come forward and up, find your chair. Push into the earth and rise up. Let your hands come home to your heart space. Release your hands and find your mountain pose. I'm actually getting warm, so I'm going to take this off. All right. Let's try one more vinyasa with some flow standing work in the middle. So taking a nice deep breath in. Fill your belly and your chest. Exhale, lower your hands and empty chest and belly. Inhale and sweep your arms all the way up. You can look up at your palms. And then exhale and dive down, forward fold. Inhale, take a halfway lift, reaching your crown forward. And then exhale to fold. And then walk your hands forward so that you come all the way into a downward dog. Find your plank. Knees can be up or down. Bend your elbows. Find a back bend. And return to downward dog as you exhale. Next time you inhale, step forward with your right foot. Now bring your left foot forward a little bit. Take the heel bone down. Turn your toes out towards the left. Bend into your right knee for warrior one. Sweep forward and rise up. And then staying with this idea of moving the arms like we did in chair pose, straighten your front knee. Sweep your arms back. Fold. Bend your front knee. Sweep forward and up into warrior one. Straighten your front knee. Fold from your hips. Sweep your arms back. Bend your front knee. Reach your arms up. Warrior one. One more time. Straighten your front knee. Fold. Bend your front knee. Warrior one. Straighten your front knee. And you're welcome to place your hands on your hips. Hold your wrists, your elbows. Do a little fist bump. Or, if you're able to, no restriction, it's in your wrists, you can bring your hands behind the back of your heart. Grow tall through your spine as you inhale. Fold forward into Parsvottanasana or pyramid pose as you exhale. Release your hands down to the earth. Plant them firmly into your mat as you bend your front knee and step back to a plank pose. Now you can go to a down dog or a resting position or follow me. Bend your elbows and back bend. Downward dog. And step your right foot forward a little bit so your heel is down, toes pointed out to the right a little. And then step your left foot towards your hands. Bend your front knee. Sweep forward with your fingertips and rise up, warrior one. Let's do that same rhythm. Straighten your front knee, hinge forward, and sweep your arms back and up. Bend your front knee. Come on, forward and up into warrior one. And then exhale, straighten your front knee, sweep your arms back, pyramid variation. And then back to warrior one. And once more, pyramid variation. And back up, warrior one. Now straighten your front knee and bring your hands into whatever position works for you for a pyramid pose, Parshvottanasana. Once your hands are in position, take a nice big breath in to grow tall through your spine. And then exhale, fold from your hips. And notice what is alive in your body on this side of the pose. Release your hands. Take a little bend into your knees to help you bring your hands to your mat. Step back. Find downward dog and then bring your knees all the way down to your mat. Maybe your big toes come to touch. Your knees might go as wide as your mat for a child's pose. Bring your buttocks back towards your heels and your forehead down to the earth. And receive a few really full, meaningful breaths, inhaling into your belly, into your chest, exhaling the chest, and then belly. A few more breaths like that. Allow your breath to have a quality of ease. Even though we're being intentional about the breath, it doesn't serve us to create strain. Take one more round of breath here. And when you're ready to inhale and lift up. And come to seated, sweeping your legs out in front. And then slide so that you can lie down onto your back. And just take a couple of moments here before doing anything. Just place your hands on your belly. You're welcome to close your eyes if you choose. And once more, breathe your breath. I invite you to lengthen your exhalations a little bit as we start to wind the practice down and slow both our minds, well, all of us, our bodies, minds, and hearts, and let them slow down as we prepare for the restful part of practice. We'll finish the breath that you're on. And with your next breath, bring your right ankle over your left thigh near your knee. If this already feels like a really nice stretch for you, stay here. If you would like to add a little bit more, bring your knees towards your chest. Your hands can wrap around your left thigh or your left shin, whatever feels like a comfortable reach that allows you to settle in for a nice stretch. Let the back of your neck stay nice and long here. And as we hold the stretch, come back to your breathing. Let your belly be really soft. And then release your hands. And feel like you could just slide your knees towards each other so that you're crossed at the knees and your feet are free. You're welcome to hold your knees here, your shins, your ankles or feet. And let your knees come towards your chest at the same time as your sitting bones and your tailbone move closer to the floor. And so there may not be visible movement, but there might be felt awareness of the stretch changing as you do that. Complete one more round of breath here. And release your hands. And bring your feet down to the ground and let your knees drop out to your left. And if you wish, you can turn your head and your gaze to your right. Your arms are just lying on the floor, perhaps in T position, or any position, just allowing your upper body to relax. On an inhalation, bring your knees back to the midline of your body and unravel your legs. And let's do the same sequence on the other side. So first, thread the needle, our number 4 stretch. So cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Let your knees come towards you if you choose. Your hands can wrap around your right thigh or your right shin, whatever feels best for you. I like to choose the position that keeps my shoulders as relaxed as possible here. We'll just enjoy a few more slow, easy breaths. The belly is really soft, so it's able to receive the breath with ease. Finish the breath that you're on and release your hands. And then slide your knees so that they cross one another. And this might be great just as it is. You can hold your knees, you can hold your shins, and maybe even your ankles or feet. And as your knees continue to come in towards your chest, let your tailbone and your sit bones move towards the floor a little bit. Shoulders soft. Invite your belly to stay soft. And perhaps soften through your jaw and your eyes as well. And take one more round of breath here. And when that is complete, release your hands, let them drape out onto the floor. And let your feet come down to the earth again. And your knees move over towards the right. And maybe your head turns to the left. Just let yourself be held in this position, releasing effort. And finish the breath that you're on, then inhale your way to center and unravel your legs. Draw both of your knees in towards your chest and wrap your arms around your legs and around yourself, giving yourself a nice full hug. Feeling as if you are fully embracing yourself in body, mind, and heart. And with an inhalation, release. And let yourself settle into your resting position. And stay here as long as you wish. Letting it feel as if you are being breathed by the universe and held by the earth. Feel the back of your body as it rests on the earth. And allow those places of contact with your back body to soften and receive support. And then invite your front body to welcome the support of your back body and the earth. And let the universe exhale into you as you receive the life energy, the prana. And that is part of your birthright. Receiving the life energy that allows you to be you. And you're more than welcome to stay here for as long as you wish. Whenever you're ready to, invite some movement back into your body. Perhaps take a bend into your knees and roll to whichever side feels right for you today. And take a moment to acknowledge your practice before you come up and take your seat. And as you come back up to seated, I invite you to either fold your hands into Anjali Mudra, the seal of offering, or perhaps lay your hands over your heart space where the heart chakra resides, that meeting point of matter and spirit, that meeting point of that part of you that is embodied, that part of you that feels like something more. May you be well. May you be peaceful. May you be loved. Thank you for this opportunity to spend some time sharing my practice with you. I'm wishing each and every one of you well, and I look forward to the time when we can meet again in person. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. Namaste.